Hello everyone. I welcome you all for online video tutorial by Department of Civil Engineering, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology. Myself, Professor Gautam, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering. In today's class, I am going to explain a problem on Burmeister theory from the subject pavement design. And this problem is very important for the exam, and most of the times it has appeared in your question paper. So now let us see the problem first. Here is the problem. The plate bearing test were conducted with a 75 centimeter dia plate on soil subgrade and a granular base. The stress noticed when deflection was 0.25 centimeter on the subgrade soil was 0.07 meganewton per meter square. On the base course, the same plate yielded 0.25 centimeter deflection under a stress of 0.14 meganewton per meter square. Design the pavement for an allowable deflection of 0.5 centimeter under a wheel load of 40 kilonewton and a tire pressure of 0.5 meganewton per meter square. And here he is saying that take base course thickness as 15 centimeter. That means he had conducted plate load test on subgrade and granular base course, and he had given certain data. Based on that data, we have to design an pavement for an allowable deflection of 0.5 centimeter. Okay, now this problem can be solved in 3 steps. First step is we need to find out determination of elastic modulus of subgrade. In the second step, we need to find out determination of elastic modulus of granular base. In the third step, we need to design the flexible pavement for the given deflection. Okay. Now we will solve the problem step by step. Okay. So as I already said, the first step is determination of elastic modulus of subgrade. That means here you need to find out Young's modulus of subgrade as a first step. In order to find out that, here we are using the formula deflection is equal to 1.18 PA divided by E2 into FW. Okay. Here delta, this stands for deflection, P stands for pressure, A stands for radius, and E2 stands for Young's modulus of the subgrade layer, and FW stands for displacement factor. Okay. Now, when you are doing the first step, you have to choose the data whichever is relevant for the subgrade in the problem, because in the problem we are having 2 sets of data. One data is for the subgrade soil and another data is for the base. Okay. But while performing the first step, you have to choose the data with respect to subgrade. Okay. So with respect to subgrade, deflection was 0.25 centimeter and pressure is 0.07 meganewtons per meter square. The same I had noted here. Deflection is 0.25 centimeter. I converted that to meter. That is 0.25 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. And pressure is 0.07 meganewtons per meter square. And the plate load test has conducted on 75 centimeter dia plate. Therefore, obviously radius is 37.5 centimeter. And in terms of meter, it is 37.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. And in the first step, you need to take FW is equal to 1 because it is conducted, test is conducted on the subgrade. Since Z by A is equal to 0, initially we have to consider FW is equal to 1. Okay. Now here we are having the formula, and in the formula we are having all the data. Deflection is 0.25 into 10 to the power of minus 2. I substituted here. 1.18 into pressure is 0.07. I substituted here. And A stands for radius, 37.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2. And FW is 1. I substituted here. See, all the other data is known. Only E2 is the unknown data. That means Young's modulus of the subgrade is the only unknown data. You can solve the equation. You are going to get E2 value as 12.4 meganewton per meter square. Now we finished with the first step. Okay. In the second step, you need to find out elastic modulus of the granular base. Again, we are using the same formula. Deflection is equal to 1.18 PA divided by E2 into FW. Guys, please remember, while doing the second step, you have to take the data whichever is relevant on the base course, because as I already said here, we are having data for the two layers. One is for the subgrade and another one is for the base course. First step you already solved, that is you had calculated Young's modulus of the subgrade. In the second step, you need to calculate Young's modulus of the granular base. Therefore, in the problem, you have to choose the data relevant to base course. Okay. So don't get confused in the exam. See here he said that on the base course, the same plate yielded 0.25 centimeter deflection. Therefore, I noted deflection value as 0.25 centimeter. And the pressure is 0.14 meganewton per meter square. So I noted the value pressure 0.14 meganewton per meter square. And this is a plate load test conducted on a dia of the plate 75 centimeter. So 75 centimeter dia means radius is 37.5 centimeter. In terms of meter, it is 37.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. And E2 value you already found in the previous step, that is 12.4 meganewton per meter square. So in this formula, again you substitute deflection 0.25 into 10 to the power of minus 2, 1.18 into pressure is 0.14 multiplied by radius A value is 37.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 divided by E2 value you already found in the previous step, that is 12.4. Your only unknown is FW. Now you solve for FW. FW you are going to get it as how much? 0.5. Okay. So in the first step you need to calculate E2. In the second step you need to calculate FW. F suffix W. Once F suffix W is available, you need to calculate what is this ratio. Thickness of base course to radius ratio you need to calculate. Thickness is given in the problem as how much? 15 centimeter. That take base course thickness as how much he is saying? 15 centimeter. Therefore, ratio of thickness of base course to radius Z divided by A. So Z value is given in the problem. A value, that is the radius value, is also given in the problem. That is 15 divided by 37.5. That is equal to 0.4. Okay. Now, for this Z by A value 0.4 and FW is equal to 0.5, you have to choose E1 by E2 ratio by using this graph. You can see the graph in the right tab of my screen. Okay, in this graph, x-axis represents thickness and y-axis represents displacement factor. Correct? No. Now in our data, okay, FW is how much? 0.4. Okay, here it is a 0.4. In this graph, you can see here you can observe 0.4. Also, okay, FW. Sorry. FW is 0.5, not 0.4. Please locate FW value 0.5 in the y-axis. So 0.4 is here and 0.6 is here. Therefore, 0.5 means somewhere in between. Here it will come. Correct? No? Okay. Now what you need to do? FW 0.5 you had located. So on the x-axis, you need to locate 0.4. Right? On the x-axis, you need to locate 0.4. That is Z by A value. So Z by A 0.4 means here it is a 0.5A. Correct? No, you need 0.4. 0.4 means it is somewhere here. Correct? No, here it is 0.5. 0.4 means somewhere it will come here. So what you need to do, you just project one line up to the point 0.5. Here it may intersect. Correct? No. So here it is 0.5 and here it is 0.4 and it may intersect somewhere near, and that will be intersected exactly on the curve E1 by E2 as 100. This curve indicates the ratio E1 by E2. The same as being given in the graph also. These curves indicate E1 by E2 ratio. So here, when you intersect this point, x-axis and y-axis, it will intersect on the curve E1 by E2 is equal to 100. That's what I noted here. E1 by E2, that means the after intersection, that intersection point will lie on the curve E1 by E2 is equal to 100. This is the curve where we got that interpolation point. Okay. Now once E1 by E2 is equal to 100, you got E1 can be calculated as 100 into E2. E2 value you already calculated in the second step. Okay, no, not second step. In the first step only you had calculated E2. So substitute that and calculate what is E1 value. That is Young's modulus of base course. Okay. Now you are ready with Young's modulus of subgrade and you are ready with Young's modulus of base course. Okay. Now the final step, you need to do design of flexible pavement. Okay. Here you have to write down the data correctly by seeing the question. Okay. Now, let us check the data first. For what data you need to design the flexible pavement. He is saying that under a wheel load of 40 kilonewton, he has given wheel load, and he is saying that tire pressure of 0.5 meganewton per meter square. That means for this data, you need to design the flexible pavement. Okay. And also he is saying that allowable deflection in the pavement is how much? 0.5 centimeter. So I just recorded all the data here. You can see wheel load is 40 kilonewton. In terms of Newton, it is 40 into 1000 Newton, and the deflection value is 0.5 centimeter. That means you have to design the pavement for this deflection. Maximum deflection is saying. So 0.5 centimeter means in terms of meter, it is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. And tire pressure he has given in the problem 0.5 into mega newtons per meter square. I convert that to mega to only Newton by multiplying it by 10 to the power of 6. Okay. Now, this is the formula at the end we are using for the flexible plate for the design of flexible pavement. That is, deflection is equal to 1.5 PA divided by 2 into FW. Here, deflection is available. Okay. Pressure is available. Okay. FW, we don't know. And E2 is available. Correct? No? But A is also not available. You should not consider this A value. Okay. Because on the subgrade and base course, by using the plate load test, they had conducted the experiment or test. That's why out of dia 75 centimeter, you took the A value as 37.5. But in the third step, you are doing the design of flexible pavement. There you should not consider that A value. Instead, how you need to calculate? You know that general formula, tire pressure is equal to load divided by area. That is a general formula. Pressure is equal to load divided by area. The same I am using here. In this problem, he has given the pressure value. Correct? No? So pressure is equal to load value is also available 40 into 1000 Newton. Okay. Divided by area of the circular section is given by pi into A square, where A stands for radius. Correct? No? Now here all the data is available. Only A is the unknown. So calculate for A. A is equal to 0.16 meter. Now, in this expression, all the data is available. Correct? No? Deflection is there, P is there, A is there, E2 is there. Only FW is the unknown. Now solve for FW. I had already solved for FW and I got the value as how much? 0.52. Now what you need to do? You know what is FW value? 0.52, and E1 by E2 you already known here. Correct? No? E1 by E2 is 100. Now you have to locate these 2 points on this graph in order to get this value, Z by A value. Okay, how to locate? Let us see. So first we will see FW 0.52. So here it is 0.4, 0.6, 0.52 means somewhere here it may come. So you have to project one horizontal line up to the curve. E1 by E2 is equal to 100. That means you have to project up to here. E1 by E2 is equal to 100. Okay. From this point, what you need to do? You have to drop this line to the, from here, again, you have to drop this line to the x-axis. It may intersect somewhere here. Correct? No? Therefore, you are going to get it as how much? Z is equal to, the x-axis locates thickness of the top layer. Correct? No? Z is equal to 0.4a. You will get, if you drop a vertical line like this, it may intersect somewhere at this point. Therefore, that is equal to Z is equal to 0.4a. That you can write it as Z by A is equal to 0.4. You know A value. A value you found here. Correct? No? 0.16. Therefore, 0.4 multiplied by 0.16. How much it is? 0.064 meter. In terms of centimeter, it is how much? 6.4 centimeter. And this is how you need to design the pavement by using Burmester theory. Okay. Thank you guys. I hope all of you understood the problem what I had taught. So we'll meet in the next class with another problem. Thank you guys.